this is Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man, so pretty interesting fight. Before I get to what I thought of the fight, you know, I said that this fight could possibly be a fight of the year candidate based on the styles of both fighters, what was on the line, and both guys having undefeated records and both trying to win, you know, this world title. So it didn't live up to, you know, being a fight of the year like I thought. But, you know, it seems like Parker was carrying out a game plan, and his game plan was not to come forward and be aggressive and give Andy an opportunity to out-hustle him or maybe hurt him. You know, his game plan was to use the jab and, you know, let his hands go and pick his spots. But it didn't live up to fight of the year, so to speak. I thought there would have been more action. And both guys were, you know, kind of indecisive at times, but it didn't live up to that, but it was still a decent fight. Give congratulations to Joseph Parker, the new WBO heavyweight world champion. All right, so credit to him for that. All right, the judges, okay, they had it 115, 113. Two judges had it that for Parker, and another judge had it 114, 114, a draw. Okay. Rounds 1, 2, and 3, pretty much the same type of rounds, in my opinion. Joseph Parker, you can tell off the bat that his plan was to use his jab and move. Not so much left and right and moving all over the place, but pretty much just circle to his left. Use his jab and circle to his left, which is circling towards Ruiz's right hand. But he did a good job staying out of the range of that right hand by using his jab and fighting at a distance to some degree. But I thought Ruiz was busier. I thought he was trying to initiate a fight. I thought he landed some good combinations when he was able to land them. Quick little, you know, 1, 2, 3 jab, right hand, left hooks, or he was landing some left hooks, right hooks. It seemed like Parker really wanted nothing to do with the inside fight. I mean, not a close range fight, but an inside fight. Looked like he wanted nothing to do with it. And when he did try to exchange with Ruiz, it seemed as if Ruiz was getting the best. That hand speed, it looked like his hands were a lot faster when they were right in front of each other and fighting from a close distance. It looked like he could get his combinations off faster, the shorter reach, and he's just used to always being the smaller man. So that was right up his alley. I gave the first 3 rounds to Ruiz. He wasn't beating Parker's ass or anything, but I thought he edged it. I also thought the first 3 rounds that I gave Andy, I thought he was doing a good job of jabbing with Parker. They were both going back and forth, jabbing each other, trying to fill each other out. And I thought Ruiz was going jab for jab with him for the most part. They were jabbing upstairs, jabbing downstairs. He was pretty much fighting, just fighting when Parker was fighting. If Parker was using his jab, he'll jab right with him. If Parker tried to throw combinations, then Andy would throw combinations right with him. He'll fight him back. He did a good job of that. The rounds that he was losing was when he wasn't jabbing with Parker. He was letting Parker dictate the round. I wouldn't necessarily say letting him, but, you know, Parker was doing it. But the rounds where he wasn't letting himself jab with Parker, those were the rounds that I thought Parker was winning. And I believe those are the rounds that the judges gave him. I haven't seen their official which rounds they gave each fighter, but that's the reason why I gave Ruiz the first 3 rounds. Mainly was because he was jabbing with Parker, staying right with him, and I thought he was being a little bit more active, a little bit more aggressive, and he was trying to throw combinations. And when Parker was trying to tie up, Ruiz wanted nothing to do with being tied up, and he was letting his hands go. So that's why I had him sweeping those first 3 rounds. And then Parker started to find a little bit distance between him and Andy to where he could land his jab, and Andy wouldn't be able to land his jab back. He was doing a good job moving. Parker did. So if you thought Parker won a few of those rounds in there, that's fine. But I thought Ruiz edged the first 3 rounds. I gave him rounds 1, 2, and 3. Then Parker really started to use his he kept doing pretty much the same thing, man, circling. He circled to his left. I'm going to watch the fight again, but he circled to his left and used his jab pretty much 90% of the fight, pretty much. And the other 10%, they would exchange with each other, and I thought Ruiz got the best of most of the exchanges. But in rounds 4, 5, and 6, I gave all those rounds to Parker, so I had an even fight after 6 rounds. Parker started to land on Andy's, let me see, the right side of Andy's face started to get a little bit red and bruised up on the corner of the eye. That was because, in the face, because Parker was landing that jab, and then he started to land a little nice hook, the little left hook. He would lead with it sometimes, but Parker was not sitting down on shots the way he would usually do against other opponents. He was kind of fighting like how he fought Takum a little bit, but he was on the move and using the jab. He really respected Andy, and he wasn't trying to walk him down. He either just kept him at distance and just stood there and tried to fight him, or he was trying to circle to his left, and he did it all night. Andy was landing some body shots. He was throwing some right hands. Some of them were missing. He was reaching with some of them. He was off balance. He was plodding a little bit, but both guys pretty much fighting the same type of fight. Ruiz trying to stalk him and walk him down. But I gave rounds 4, 5, and 6 to Parker, so I had an even fight after 6. Round 7, pretty much the same, walking around with the jab, Parker, and trying to land his 1-2. He really wasn't sitting down or trying to press forward too much. Like I said, he was just paying Andy a lot of respect. Andy was really trying to force a fight, initiate a fight, but at the same time, that's not Parker's responsibility to sit there with him. He's not obligated to sit there with him and give him what he wants. But you thought, fighting for a title, you thought he would be a little bit more aggressive, but you can tell the game plan was to circle and use your jab. I got to give credit to Parker. The fight footage that I watched, I didn't get to hear any of the what the trainers were saying after every round in the corner. It was going right to the beginning of the round, so I didn't get to hear what Kevin Berry and Abel Sanchez was saying to their fighters. But from what it seems like to me, it was use the jab, circle, and when you get in close, tie up. And Ruiz, in my opinion, was getting the better of the inside work, but I gave round 7 to Parker, so I gave Parker 4, 5, 6, 7. Round 8, thought Ruiz was a little bit busier. He was landing a little bit more, and he was landing in combinations. I thought he was getting the better of Ruiz. Or I thought Ruiz was getting the better of Parker, I'm sorry, and I gave Ruiz round 8. So after 8 rounds, I had it an even fight, with Ruiz winning rounds 1, 2, 3, and 8. All right, going into round 9, I gave that one to Parker. Pretty much, man, all the rounds that I gave him, he was pretty much doing the same thing, using his jab, circling, getting off first with some lead hooks. He'll land a quick 1-2 and then get out of there, but he didn't want to really lay low on the inside and bang it out with Ruiz. I gave Parker round 9, okay? Then I gave Ruiz round 10. Thought he was a little bit more active, trying to initiate a fight. I thought his left hook and right hand, the crowd really didn't react to what he was doing. And you would think that because, Parker's the hometown fighter, but I thought he was landing some good shots. Parker took them well. I didn't really see anybody hurt in this fight. And I think Parker was a little bit not surprised, but like I say, just really was respectful of Ruiz and his power. Not that I thought Ruiz has one punch knockout power, but enough to make him respect him, man. But I gave Ruiz round 10, okay? Then I gave Ruiz round 11, the same thing. Just thought he was a little bit more busier, a little bit more active, and trying to fight. Looked like Parker just wanted to use nothing but the jab at times. And some of the jabs, sometimes they were not landing. They were just like posturing. He was posturing with the jab and trying to give Ruiz different looks and just trying to throw the jab at different times. I gave Ruiz round 11, then I gave Parker round 12. Just thought he did a little bit more. Parker landed some good hard, I think he landed a nice little right hand, but I thought he's a little bit more active, and he let some combinations go in this round. They went kind of back and forth, but I thought Parker did enough in round 12 to get round 12. I had this fight like the other judge had it, 114, 114, man. Like I said, congratulations to Parker, but it's a fight where I really don't think either guy deserved to lose the fight. I thought Parker tried to initiate the fight, the whole fight. Sometimes he was caught plodding around. Sometimes he was just missing with his right hand. And sometimes Parker sullied some of his offense by just holding him. But for the most part, Ruiz was fighting out of clinches. He was letting his free hand go whenever they clinch. And that's how you fight out of a clinch. People are always worrying about being clinched. Do what Andy Ruiz did tonight for the most part, and that's fight out of it. Don't allow the guy to clinch you. Just let your hands go. Position yourself, you know, use the proper footwork and balance, and plant your feet and just dig in and let your heads go, man. Let them shoulders go. You know what I mean? But I had to fight a draw. I'm going to watch it again, but after the first clean watch of the fight, after my initial reaction, I had Parker winning 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12. I had Ruiz winning 1, 2, 3, 8, 10, 11. All right, so Ruiz winning 1, 2, 3, 8, 10, 11. Parker 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12. The 10th round, I was leaning. I thought that was a debatable one, but I gave that one to Ruiz. But yeah, I had a 114, 114, man. You know, I would have been comfortable with a draw. And the 115, 113, I guess maybe the judges thought that, because pretty much Parker did the same thing. His game plan was the same every round. And he didn't have a chance to step on the gas and go downhill versus Ruiz. Ruiz pretty much took all his shots and just kept coming forward. I don't recall him being backed up or flustered by any power shot from Parker. But it's not all about that. You know, as long as you putting gloves on the other guy and controlling the fight and make it into your type of fight, the judges most likely will give you those rounds. And Parker made the impression that it was his fight in some of those rounds that I gave Ruiz, but he was just throwing jabs and they wasn't even landing. It was like he was trying to keep Ruiz at bay with the jab. Some of them didn't land, but he did a good job because he started to mark up Ruiz's face with the jabs. And I was impressed with the way he used the jab and stuck to his game plan. Ruiz kept his same game plan. Like I said, he got caught plotting sometimes because the jab was giving him problems. You know what I mean? The jab was giving him problems, and he's a smart fighter. He's not just going to rush in head first every time against Parker. He has to be aware of right hands and left hooks and uppercuts. Parker tried to throw a few uppercuts. Some of them landed, a few of them were off. But new WBO champion, Joseph Parker, I would have been fine with the draw. I thought it was a draw. I'll watch it again, but that's my first reaction of the fight. You guys let me know what you think in the comments section. How did you score the fight? Would you like to see a rematch? Or I don't know where Parker goes from here. I heard David Hay. I've heard Jarrell Big Baby Miller. So I guess we'll see what goes on with Ruiz. Hey, man, just come back. You know what I mean? He showed that he is a fighter to be dealt with. He was not hurt in this fight, in my opinion. I think a jab will give him problems, but shit, a jab gives majority of a lot of fighters problems. You know what I mean? But it wasn't so much Parker's reach. It was just the quickness of the jab. Sometimes he would step in and throw a hard one. Sometimes it was just the flicking and he would double and triple up on it. But I think the jab was giving him problems. Just my opinion of the fight, though, I still had it a draw. Although the jab was giving him problems with the rounds that he lost. I think he did enough to win rounds to make it a draw. So I had it a draw, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out.